Hey guys, just doing a quick post PAX vlog. Just wanted to let you guys in on what I thought about the event and our games. First of all, just talk a little bit about the event. We got there on the Thursday night. We had really high expectations going into PAX. Like we really wanted to win. We didn't want to have the same heartbreak that we experienced in winter because like it was just one of the worst feelings in the world. So we made sure we got all the practice we could in before the event. We even, even when we got to the hotel on Thursday, we all just wanted to go to LAN cafes, solo queue. We got a couple more scrims in against dire wolves. So we just, we were making 100% sure that we had the most optimal amount of preparation before versing Legacy, who I feel we've had like a little bit of we've struggled a little bit against lately in just major events. We did take Legacy out during CGPL and ACL, and we did it in actually quite comfortable fashion. We just seem to, I don't know if it's stage nerves, but we don't seem to perform the way we want to when we're at an actual event or like a big event, I should say. So just talk about day one. All we had to do on day one was do rehearsals. It wasn't very interesting. Like we went into rehearsals, we shook some hands, and then left. Honestly, we were there for about 10 minutes, and then we had just free time to ourselves. So that was pretty cool. We got to go into the venue early, and we actually got to meet Freak, which was a really cool experience. You grow up watching personalities like Freak, and it's just surreal to actually meet them in person, and for them to talk to you like you're any normal human being. It's actually just quite a weird experience. Um, and then like everyone just like as soon as the gates open, everyone just started flooding in, and I think there was a line. Gosh, there was an absolute massive line just waiting to meet Freak. I guess I'll just go straight into the games. So game one against Legacy. I think we drafted really well. We prepared really well going into our games, and the game one draft we got exactly what we wanted. It was a really safe comp. Had really heavy scaling, really good wave clear, good poke. And the only advantage I feel Legacy had on us in that comp was the early dragons. So what we did is we just 100% avoided the early dragon fights. We got ahead just in lane phase and CS, and that allowed us to set up our siege with our Jason, Corki, and Kha'Zix, and we had Maokai for counter engage and peel. So game one worked out really well, just the way we wanted. Although the Egym did really well on Thresh and caught us out a few times, but aside from that, we did exactly what we wanted with that comp. I wanted to talk a little bit more about game two and three. Now, obviously, really disappointing results. I feel like game two, we hadn't really prepared for Purple Side as much as we should have. Um, I feel as if we kind of picked champions for the sake of picking them. Like we thought they were, comfort picks almost. We kind of just defaulted back to the safe Lee Sin, safe Ari, and I feel Legacy just had a much better scaling comp, and we had an awful early game, and it was just really hard to come back from that point. Like Tristana got ahead early. The last game we drafted really well, honestly. We had been practicing our Twitch Rumble comp for a couple of weeks, so we were really prepared, and we were really happy that they picked Syndra because it played into our hands. You would see in that game that we actually picked Syndra off a lot with our Twitch. And Syndra, like immobile champions like Syndra and Orianna couldn't do anything to our Jarvan Rumble Twitch comp. Unfortunately, again, we had a really lackluster early game in level one, so we put ourselves in a really bad situation going into the mid game. We were able to pull it back. Unfortunately, that last team fight, which was like really heartbreaking, just reminded me of winter all over again. But I feel it's a little bit on me. The last fight, it was a bit rushed. There was no need for me to take the risk of engaging that fight, even though like I feel we should have won that fight. I feel like it was a 60-40 to us. I feel we didn't need to take the risk. That because if we just played safe, if Swiper and Swiffer got to go back to base and spend their gold, I think we would have 100% won that game rather than taking the 60-40, where Tally got a really massive ribbon combo, which he probably shouldn't have, but he did, and that's the reality. And he got it off, and it was just heartbreaking losing again. But aside from that, like the event was really cool. Got to meet a lot of fans, got to do signings. It was really chill. Um, I guess I'll talk a little bit about, going into the future. We're not going anywhere. Like we're gonna stick with our same roster, which we have done for the past year and a half, and we don't plan on changing anything. We do plan on changing our ways of practicing and our preparation going into events because I feel as if it hasn't been sustainable the past, 6 months, and it's allowed other teams to catch up to our level where we used to have a big advantage. So you know what? Like, I think you guys just look out for us, honestly. I think we're gonna come back stronger than ever. Like, honestly, our players, we're all much more motivated to make sure that this never happens again. And we just, we want to show up for our fans and really just put on the best show we can. Just a quick shout out to our fans who've continued to support us. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Also, a shout out to Logitech, who've recently just picked us up. Really exciting to be working with them. And another big shout out to my managers, Scream, Sigils, and Sangi. You guys have worked so hard and haven't expected anything back, so thank you so much.